things that live outside of the pantheon of Orishas as well, you know, that transcend Ifa, and you find these concepts in every tradition, like Egungun. What
Yes.
person don't have ancestors? You know what I'm
They
saying?
all do.
You know?
In fact, there are so many families that have family Egungun. You know, Egungun in English would say, aside being ancestors, we would say they're masquerades.
Mhm.
So you can say there are so many families that have masquerades dedicated to that family, named by the family, appeased regularly. And this is why I know a lot of people who come for divination, and then you come up that, oh, there's an ego in your family that has been abandoned for a long time. No one has been
Right.
feeding it. You need to go and look after it because he's one of your Orishas and he wants you in particular
Right.
to do that. And that could simply be the only problem they have. Nothing else. Some people think it's Egbe, think it's that Orisha. This it's just Egungun on their case. And the moment they look after the ego, they start to see things work out in their life and ease out.
Right. So, and that speaks to the vastness of Ifa. You know, if with the tradition, you never stop learning, you know.
No,
You never stop.
too much. For the next, I think if you are going to be honest to yourself, any babalawo, renowned babalawo, would tell you that you keep learning till you die. Because all the stanzas that I was taught by my first Oluwo, who is from um, Oshun Ilobu, is completely different to how it's being recited in Abeokuta.
Uh-huh.
So they don't, same Odu, completely different stanzas. Sometimes it's the same stanza but it's said differently.
Mm.
There's one I'm trying to remember the Odu that talks about uh um orí gbẹ̀dẹ̀gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ní dẹ̀gbà bàbá ọmọ awo tó fìgbín fẹlẹ́dẹ̀ rúbọ gbẹ̀dẹ̀ lára ó máa dẹ̀wá o dẹ̀wá owó dẹ̀wá ọmọ gbẹ̀dẹ̀ lára ó máa dẹ̀wá o. In Abeokuta they recite it as aládé fìgbín fẹlẹ́dẹ̀ rúbọ gbẹ̀dẹ̀ lára ó máa dẹ̀wá o gbẹ̀dẹ̀ gbẹ̀dẹ̀gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ní dẹ̀gbà epo gbẹ̀dẹ̀ lára ó máa dẹ̀wá o gbẹ̀dẹ̀ gbẹ̀dẹ̀gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ní dẹ̀gbà òrì gbẹ̀dẹ̀gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ní dẹ̀gbà epo gbẹ̀dẹ̀ lára ó máa dẹ̀wá o gbẹ̀dẹ̀ ọmọ awo tó fìgbín fẹlẹ́dẹ̀ rúbọ gbẹ̀dẹ̀ lára ó máa dẹ̀wá o. It's the same audio, but there is a slight differentiation in how it is being said
Mm.
by these two different states, um, or should I say clan? Because they're not. We are still the same tribe.
Right.
Considering Nigeria has a lot of other tribes there, we don't even understand each other.
Right.
If the Igbos said to me, "Come, let me kill you," I'm just gonna follow them because I don't know what they said. Same as the Hausas, and there are so many other um, tribes as well that we don't understand each other within the same country. So
Right.
even we have so many dialects in Yoruba
Yeah.
that we don't understand each other, and we are all Yoruba. We
Mm.
understand the general Yoruba.
Right.
When they go into dialects, we don't understand. And this is why this kind of stuff have effect on how the odors are being said.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's different from place to place.
Yeah. And this is something to understand, family, is because of the vastness of, it's a lot of Yoruba people in the world. Yoruba people went all over the world. So
Yeah,
by the time that Yoruba is spoken in Cuba too, but the dialect of Yoruba that's spoken in Cuba, somebody
different.
from
Yeah,
Ibadan may not understand them, right? But it's Yoruba. Yoruba came into Puerto Rico. Yoruba came into South America, into
Brazil.
Brazil, right?
Yeah,
And you know, with this, the stories, the pataki, they change a little bit. Um, but the central meanings of what the story is trying to tell you, it holds true across time. You understand? And I think that's something that makes the tradition so powerful, because here you have it with all of our changes, colonization, chattel slavery in the diaspora, and we still held on to our core values. We still held on to so many things that they tried to strip from us all over the world. The Yoruba people are resilient. You cannot, you even see aspects of Yoruba tradition inside of hoodoo and other things like that.
Yes.
It's not you seeing full on Orishas, but you're seeing aspects of what they would do in Yoruba land. And you see it play out in these different with these people all over the diaspora. That is a very powerful thing. And when you study the lineages of these different these different sectors of Yoruba people, you will see they all have their own stories. They all have their own relationship to the trauma that happened to us in the diaspora and everywhere else. They all have their own history that is shaping them to be who they are. And that is a beautiful thing at the same time, because it shows the resiliency of our spiritual systems. Like you can't break Ifa. You can't break it, you can't take it out of us. It's here. So Miss Honeydrop, can you speak to the power of, even when they try to wash it away. They try to wash Ifa out of us. They try to reprogram our head to not have Ifa. Can you speak to how Ifa just cannot go away, no matter how?
Ifa is very powerful. If he's one of your Orisha, he will find you. I mean, just like any other Orisha, like I spoke about before. If they are on your head, they will find you. And
Mm.
now the thing is, when they keep coming to you persistently, continuously, and you keep ignoring them, they're gonna make your life hell.
Ah,
That is the honest truth.
true.
I know this, again, personal experience, and also people I've worked with. Listen, I've heard a lot of stories. I mean, when people come to you, um, they open up, they tell you stuff, and you're like, God. There are times I hear some stories and I just need to take a minute for myself because it's overwhelming. Like, God, that's a lot for one person to go through.
Right.
But if they are honest with themselves, they'll understand that I've been stubborn about it. That's why I had to go through the hell I
Mm.
went through to get to where I'm at now. But
Right.
Ifa is amazing.
So
Ifa is faithful.
now you know what the Christians will say. They will say, "Oh, if the Orisha are so good, why would they make you go through things? Why would they make you go through those things? If they're so good, why would they make you go through bad things? Can you
Well,
explain to the
they've
people?"
been abandoned. Listen, they, even if you're dealing with a lady Mary, the Christian God is a jealous God,
Ah,
as we know, and he doesn't even like being ignored. How much more the Orishas that of your ancestral lineage?
mm,
You abandon them.
mm,
You know, some of these Orishas, before they come to you, they must have, been waiting patiently. Ifa is quite patient.
mm,
Ifa sometimes will skip a generation, hoping that one of them will come back
uh,
willingly.
yeah.
And if no one comes, it would go for one child in another generation. So, take for instance, if one of my grandparents might have been practicing Ifa. And the thing with us humans, especially grandparents, as I've come to know, is they make a lot of promises. Oh, my children are going to appease you for the rest of our days, blah, 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 blah. And the Orishas are like, okay. They do everything you've asked within their power, they do it for you. And then you pass away, and the so-called children, they don't even look back. They don't even care. And
Ah,
then you see the Orishas just gathering dust in one corner. Anybody, listen, even if I was the one promised that I'm going to look after you, I'm going to this, I'm going to that, and then you abandon me, I'm going to be upset
Benny.
and I would react.
Right.
But if I is not wicked to the point of taking you out, you just, things would just not work. And things not working for you is to get your attention. I mean, even God made Jonah go into the belly of a fish
Ah, right.
just to get his attention, to get him to do what he wanted, to get him to do his bidding.
Right.
So I believe all entities are quite similar,
Yeah. Yeah.
not just Orishas. In any culture, yeah, because
I'll say.
there was a time I was heavily into um, Hindu. I worked with Ganesha, Lakshmi,
Yeah.
uh, and the rest, Krishna. And they all love attention. They don't like being abandoned. I worked with Santa Muerte. She's very,
Right.
she wants your attention all the time. You
Right.
know, there are days she's quite chatty, other days she's just quiet. But when she wants something, especially when she wants coffee, she's just gonna ask me. And when I keep ignoring her, something funny might just happen within the house. That's how
Hmm.
alive their energy is within my space. And then sometimes I'm like, nah, you gotta go to the other room because you're messing me about. Enough of this. So all Orishas, all deities, all entities,
Right.
they all love attention.
They
And
are.
if they're not getting it, they're going to react. My ancestor altar, if I don't change the water, which is actually June, I see them in my dreams.
Right.
And they have to come and knock me, not attending to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually friendly, but
And for everybody listening, you know, most of them, they won't, they will, if you ignore, your spirits, yes, they can make your life harder. Typically, they won't take you out unless it's egg bear. Don't ignore egg bear. If it's egg bear, don't ignore egg bear.
Egbe is scary.
Egg bear is a different beast. If it's egg bear, that's the one that you coming back with us. That's it. No, you ignore us, you coming back. But other
Yeah.
than that, yeah, like she said, it
Egbe has tried to take a lot of people.
egg bear will take you. Hmm. That is the one. Now, other than that, yeah, family, you got to remember it's about spiritual contracts and things. A lot of people talk about spiritual contract and stuff like that. Man,
Yeah.
some of y'all having spiritual contract with these Orishas, you don't even know it. You don't even
Yes.
know that your fifth removed grandmother that was in, Yoruba land made a pact. You don't know, you understand, until you go start getting divinations and you start looking inside, you start to see contracts. I had contracts I didn't even know. You understand? And I had to
Yeah.
fulfill and do certain things. So, and that's me. I was raised in the Spiritismo in Sanse. And this is why even when people are a part of other traditions, they may still find their way into like Ifa because you don't know where your debt is owed based on your lineage. You can be a person that was born in your one lineage, you have lineage to Benin and amongst Fan people, and you have lineage that goes to Ghana with Akan, and you have lineage that goes to Yoruba land. Which one of them is going to call you? Because any one of them three can call you. And so just because you think, oh, I'm into astrology and I'm throwing my tarot cards, I'm spiritual, I'm in it. One of those three can call you and say, hey, did you know that your great 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 grandmom said this for this spirit to take care of Gu? In voodoo. No, you did not know that. Okay, well now you're gonna know. And when you
Hmm.
start to know, you better start to answer. Don't ignore those calls because you don't want to come repeating the same stuff and not fulfilling destiny. That's a hard thing when you don't fulfill destiny, whatever that looks like in whatever tradition. That's a hard thing.